Okay, we're going to look over how to do some lines and things in Desmos for your flag project that you have. So first we're going to start out with just making a vertical and a horizontal line. So I'll do, if we just say x equals 5, and I get a vertical line there. I could do x equals -5, and I get another vertical line. Then if I'm wanting to make sort of a rectangle, I could do a couple more. I guess it's going to leave it like that for me. So now instead of x equals, I'll do y equals 4. And then maybe y equals -2. Oh, it's not a y. Y equals, oh, there we go. Okay, hold on. Y equals -2. There we go. Okay, so we have 4 different lines. It makes them 4 different colors. Now I want to, I don't want to have these lines going all the way out in both directions. So what I can do is I can use the squiggly brackets up here next to the P. If you hold shift and the bracket next to the P, do that. And then that's going to let us kind of set the domain and the range for these. So looking at the x equals 5 going up and down here, I want it to stop on the bottom at -2 and on the top at 4. So we'll just say -2, then shift comma gives you the less than, is less than y. You see it cut off the bottom there. Then that's less than 4. Now I've got just a line segment here for that portion. And since it looks like our blue line is going to be exactly the same, I can just copy that and paste it there, and I've got the same line there. Now we'll do the same thing, but you notice I use the x value here. I've got x equals, and so for my range, I did the y value because it does a horizontal line that cuts off that vertical line. And for this one, for the y equals 4, we're going from -5 less than x is less than 5. And we've got our rectangle really starting to take shape. Again, since it's a rectangle, I can copy that down there, and I've got my 4 lines. Now let's go over a couple things. If you go to the little settings cog right here, you can change all sorts of stuff for this line. So let's say I want all of them to be black. I can change all those lines to black or whatever color you want it to. And maybe I want those lines a little thicker. I can do that as well by changing the thickness here. So we got a rectangle there. Now let's talk about how to make a diagonal line. And so what I want to do is first put a point. So I've got my point there. We can have it labeled so we see it better or not. And you can also do the settings on that point, just like we've done there. I could make that point. I mean, you could make it as big of a dot as you want it to, but we'll just leave it at the 8 for now. Another thing you can also do is if you want to move that dot around, you can click drag and drag it around to wherever you want it to be. So I'll go ahead and turn that off so it stays. And what I want to do if I were making a house here is I need to get a line that goes diagonally from here up to here. So well, that says undefined. That is interesting. But a couple things I can do is I can look at this just as a y equals mx plus b, and say, well, I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it'd be y equals negative 4 over 5, because that would be my slope, x. And then we need our y-intercept, which should be 8. So we can do it that way. The other way I can do that is type in y equals mx plus b and click this button that says all for sliders. And I can slide this line up or down and get mine. So b there would be 8. And looks like 0.8 is what crosses that line right there. And then I could put in what my sliders say. So m is 0.8, 0.8, and b is 8. And if you notice, 0.8 would be 4/5 just in decimal form. So either way for that works. Then the last thing I'm going to do is let's use x values. So since this is a diagonal line, I can use either x or y. And I just see negative 5 and 0 there, and 0 and 5 there. Let's use those domains to cut it off. And what I like to do a lot of times is just copy one from up here and say, well, that's pretty close. I just need a 0 there. And then can do the same thing here, and I'd have a 0 there. And I could change the color to my lines, change the thickness, all of that. And you've got a nice little house. So that is how you do some vertical or horizontal lines, how you place a point, use the settings function to change things. But as you read through what the requirements are on your flag project, you will use all of those, the vertical lines, the horizontal lines, setting the domain or the range on it, changing the colors, all those good things. So good luck with your project and have fun with it.